Hey guys, what's going on? It's your good guy here, PrinceOnyx, and I am back. And so, originally I was going to give you guys 4 separate videos on these different topics. These are more leaning towards entertainment with a little bit to do with race, just a little bit. But yeah, originally I did want to give you guys 4 separate videos, but I decided just to combine these videos, just these topics, into one video just because like separately they would have been really short, and so it's like, just wanted to go ahead and give you guys one long video. I guess it shouldn't be that long, but y'all know me, I'm from the Windy City, and trust me, they don't just say, Chicago is the Windy City because of the wind. It's because a lot of the people, we're long-winded when it comes to talking, so can't help that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the first topic, shall we? So for those of you all who, lived through the 90s, or in my case, were born in the 90s, but in the early 2000s saw the reruns of Queen Latifah's show, Living Single. She was on, what is it called? What's Happening, or What's Happening Live, or whatever it's called. That show with Andy Cohen that comes on. So Queen Latifah was on there, and the question was asked about, with all these other different shows and being revived on places like Netflix, and with nostalgia becoming more and more trendy in today's era, could we possibly see a Living Single reboot? And pretty much Queen Latifah did confirm that, and I cannot tell y'all how excited I am about this, because, and especially if they get on Netflix too, oh man, Listen, we might have another Luke Cage situation where Netflix shuts down because everybody will be streaming it when it drops. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with Living Single, I feel like if it's going to be a reboot, I feel like, of course, have the original cast, but the spin that they could do is, what if, like, the cast, like Maxine and Kyle and Sinclair and damn, I'm forgetting their names, y'all. Damn, Sinclair and Overton. They had, they had children, so it's like, it could be like them, Queen Latifah and them are the parents, and then it's like, we're focusing more on the offspring of the original characters. I feel like that would be good too. So, and it could also be, I feel like, especially with today's era, they can do episodes on so many different, hot button topics and hot button issues, just like they did back in the 90s with, Living Single, A Different World, The Cosby Show, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell, even Martin and the Jamie Foxx show, even though that was really like early 2000s, but still, I feel like they can do, certain episodes, just like basically what Blackish does. So I'm very excited for this reboot, and man, what a time to be alive, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited for that. And I mean, hell, listen, Queen Latifah, if you're watching this, sis, I am a writer, I'm a screenwriter, and I'm also a director, and also an actor, and a producer. So holla at your boy if you see this, or if somebody on your team sees this, holla at your boy. Anyway, so next we're going to talk about the vocal Bible herself, Miss Brandy. So, as we all know, this past year, we've seen Brandy going through legal issues with her label, and how they were trying to lock her into a type of 360 deal that, they lock a lot of artists into nowadays, and she was really fighting tooth and nail to not be, locked into that type of contract. Well, she did report on Instagram Live, I believe it was, that, she's in the process of working on a new album, and not just that, but she will release it independently. Now, with her, an artist, when you think of an artist like Brandy releasing an independent album, I mean, listen, going independent, it worked for Maya. For those of you all who remember Maya, it worked for her, and it still is working for her, being an independent artist, because you're more in control. Granted, it is more out of pocket, just like with independent films. Hell, the last two Confusion films, me and my co-producers and the people, those of you all who donated and helped out, raising the funds out of pocket and paying for stuff out of pocket, stuff does get very costly. But I feel like, it worked for Maya, and I feel like, with the right promotion, with the right marketing, with the right type of team, if Brandy does get, a team around her to help her, which she most likely will, I feel like her independent album could really do some numbers, and it could really be good, because she's been through so much in the past year or so, and it's like she has a lot to talk about. And she also said that she will be addressing different things on the album. So I look forward to it, because like I said, going independent, clearly it has worked for Maya, It has worked for Ashanti. And speaking of somebody else who went independent, Keisha Cole, she has her album coming out this year, and she was independent, but then she signed to Epic, so she's back on a mainstream label. So I guess that she doesn't really count, but still, you know what I'm saying? It worked for Maya, it worked for Ashanti. Brandy, you can definitely do it. And, you know, I hope that you all, for those of you all who like her music and who like Brandy, hope you guys support her on this new venture and this new journey. So I'm really excited about that because, I mean, man, it's been a while since we heard, you know, a full-length album from her. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the single from last year, the Begging and Pleading single, but nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be very good to hear from her again. Also, just a little side note, I did add an extra light, so if you guys see it being more brighter in the video, that is why. Just because the other videos that I did put out last week, they were good, you know, with the lighting and stuff like that. I just felt like, you know, let me add an extra light just to really illuminate it more and make sure you guys can see me in this beautiful, beautiful melanin. Beautiful, beautiful melanin. Speaking of melanin, let's go ahead and segue into the controversy that is the whole Michael Jackson Urban Tales, whatever it was like a TV show, little TV, I don't know, 30-minute movie or some crap. So basically, you guys remember the whole controversy with this British white actor, Joseph Fiennes or Finesse, or well, that's what his last name should be, Finesse, because he managed to finesse his way into playing a black icon, Michael Jackson. Now, granted, his skin tone, you know, as he, you know, throughout the years, it did get lighter and lighter, and he was bleaching here, he was skin bleaching here and there, allegedly, or whatever the case is. But when you look at the autopsy report, he did suffer from vitiligo, which is a skin illness that, you know, there are African Americans who suffer from it, where they start off, you know, like, for example, they start off light-skinned like me, but, you know, throughout the years, their vitiligo, it starts to take away the pigmentation and the melanin. It's a pigmentation issue. Terrence J actually has vitiligo. So if you guys have ever noticed Terrence J starting to get lighter and lighter throughout the years, he's addressed it when he's went on the Breakfast Club, how he you know, he has vitiligo as well, and he's doing his best to, you know, treat it. So, you know, vitiligo is something that is, you know, in the black community. Would I say that it's common? It might be common in certain areas. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really done too much research on it, just because we don't really hear about vitiligo as much as we hear about skin bleaching, and that's a whole nother topic. So anyway, with Joseph Finesse, like I said, that should be his last name, Finesse. He was set to play Michael Jackson in this like urban tale. It was a spoof of this story. It was a made-up story of Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and some other guy going on a road trip during 9/11 because they couldn't get on. They were in New York and they couldn't go to the airport because of what happened during 9/11. So they took a road trip or whatever. And when the trailer dropped and the image of, you know, Joseph playing Michael Jackson circulated the internet, people drug that production for filth. They drug it to the point where it had to be canceled. But here's what the gag is, because I'm hearing word on the internet streets is that it got canceled here in the States, but they're going to play it overseas they're going to play it overseas in England, because I kept wanting to say English, that's why. Anyway, they're going to play it overseas in England. Now, I feel like if it got canceled here, what the hell makes y'all think that it's going to do well over there? You know what I'm saying? But then again, it's like, you know, this is how they treat our black icons, our black celebrities, our black legends, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? This is how they treat our people. So it's like, you know, I'm just glad that people, you know, enough buzz and controversy was surrounding it to the point where they said, all right, we're just going to cancel it just because it's too much. I'm glad that happened. Here, it's just like, if they are going to air it over there in the UK, that is messed up, just because it's just like, you know, why? Like, y'all are really trying to make it like, you know, Michael Jackson was a white man. No, even when he had vitiligo, he still said that he was proud to be black. He still acknowledged that he was African American no matter what. He could have been as bright as this damn light that's on me right now and would have still said that he could have been as white as this wall right here He could have been as white as this wall right here and would have still had said that he was African American, which he was. So it's like, you know, granted, yeah, the nose surgery and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. He was still a black man. You know what I'm saying? So, it just, man, I was really upset about it when I first saw that they really went through with this, whatever it is, this spoof TV segment, made for TV movie, whatever the fuck it is. I was really upset about it, and that's why I took my time to really just calm myself down, because if I would have initially came on this camera, in front of this camera, I would have been going off. So I'm just glad that I didn't. Girl. Anyway, I'm just glad that I didn't pop off, you know, and I took some time to just cool down and, you know, let this whole thing play out. And I'm glad I did, because it got canceled. So, round of applause to everybody on Black Twitter, and just, you know, people in general who were really upset about this. It's like, you know, it's bad enough that y'all try to take every fucking thing from us, from our dancing to our music to the way that we talk and the lingo and the slang. Speaking of lingo and slang, so there's this new show on TV Land called Throwing Shade, and it's basically the host or whatever is a white gay guy and a white woman. Throwing shade is something that's been in the black community for how long, and now y'all want to take it, make a talk show about it or whatever, with a white gay guy and a white female. Sorry about my phone going off. It's just, it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because let's just be honest. Because listen. There have been plenty of stories and plenty of articles that talk about the racism that is within the gay male community when it comes to white gay men and men of color, especially black gay men. So it's like, listen, the motherfucker who's on that show, how much y'all want to bet cash money that he'll probably fuck a black guy but probably won't bring a black guy home to meet mommy and daddy? How much y'all want to bet that? I'm just saying, cash money shit, I bet you he's that type of guy that'll probably screw a black guy but ain't gonna bring him home to mommy and daddy. I'm just letting that be known. So listen, I don't wish that show no good, and you know what? If the show does flop, I will be here and I will be clapping. You hear me? I will be clapping as my fucking phone keeps going off. Anyway, yeah, I should have put it on vibrate, but I didn't. Deal with it. Anyway, that shit just pisses me off. So, speaking of them stealing our music. So, for those of you all who did watch last night's actually, hold on, pause. Okay, great. We got 16 more minutes. Just wanted to make sure, because I know, again, I talk for a long time. Deal with it. Anyway, y'all love it anyway. So, for those of you all who... Damn, my throat is dry. I'm sorry, y'all. That was not me hacking up something. That was me trying to catch a cough. Anyway, for those of you all who watched Unsung last night, they did an episode on a white blue-eyed soul artist called John B. Now, first when I heard that they were doing a story about John B, I had looked the guy up because I thought, you know, he sounded or at first I thought it was a girl, or, you know, now I saw it was a guy. And, you know, I saw a black and white photo of him, and I thought, oh, it's a light-skinned black guy. But then I scrolled, you know, past that one image, and then I saw it was a white guy, and that he was an R&B singer. Or I guess he is, because he's still, you know, active to this day or whatever. And I was taken aback. I was taken aback by it, because it's just like, again, it's like, you know, y'all infiltrate our culture so much. Y'all steal from us so much. And before I go on, let me just say this. I love me some Tina Marie. I have 4 of her songs on my iPod, including 5, I guess, if you include the song with her and Rick James. But really, that was more a Rick James song, Fire and Desire. So listen, I like Tina Marie's music. And, you know, I guess I'm saying it, not even I guess. I'm saying this because I don't want it to come off as hypocritical that I'm going off on John B, or when I went off on Iggy, or whenever I bring up Elvis with his thieving ass, you know, the king of rock and roll, bitch please. Anyway, listen, I like Tina Marie just like I'm sure other black people like Tina Marie. But the thing is with her, because when I saw her Unsung, she understood the type of music that she was doing, and she wasn't trying to be black per se. It's like, you know, she worked with Rick James and she, you know, had a lot of black influences, but it's like she didn't come off as, oh, I'm taking this genre and I'm making it my own. You know what I'm saying? Whereas with John B, it was somewhat like that, but really to me it's like, you know, as I watched the episode, they were talking about how when he was starting up, when he was coming up in the game, a lot of people told him no, because you're a white boy singing R&B, and it's like, how are they going to market this to black people? How are black people going to feel about you singing our music? So then they suggested that he do pop music, which, I mean, shit, it's like, shit, I mean, you should have probably stuck to pop music, because in all honesty, I felt a certain way, because it's like, okay, you got this white boy singing R&B music, and then, you know, he tried to go a more hip-hop route, which is like, first you infiltrate R&B, now you're trying to infiltrate hip-hop, and that backfired on his ass, which is like, you know, hey, sorry, not sorry that it happened, but it's like, dude, you infiltrated R&B because you were, you know, signed to Babyface and his wife's label at the time, and, you know, they took you under their wing and stuff like that, and yeah, you know, you had some hits or whatever, but then you try to like shift into doing more of a hip-hop and R&B, like the New Jack Swing type of thing a little bit, and it's just like, dude, who is you fooling? So my thing is, with people like John B, Sam Smith, and Adele, I just really want them to leave our fucking music alone. Let us have something, goddammit. I mean, it's bad enough that they made a goddamn movie about fucking white jazz musicians called La La Land. It's bad enough that they made a movie. It's bad enough you made a movie about this shit, and it's bad enough that y'all are giving awards to these motherfuckers for doing the same exact shit that people like Chrisette Michele, which she's getting in a bit of hot water, but that's a whole nother thing. You know, Chrisette Michele, Lettucey, Angie Stone, Selena Johnson, Shantae Moore, Ashanti, Maya, Solange, hell, Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, Carrie Hilson, Keke Palmer, fucking Keisha Cole, K. Michelle, Lenny Kravitz, Eric Benet, fucking, you see where I'm getting at. Like, like, y'all giving awards to these motherfuckers, these pasty face ass mayonnaise motherfuckers, but are ignoring the truth art form and the true artists who birthed this shit. Like, it just pisses me off. And it's like, as I was watching the Unsung episode, I didn't feel sorry for him at all, because it was just like, dude, you're trying to infiltrate our culture. Back the fuck up. Do some pop shit. Do some shit that, I mean, I would say do some shit that you created, but let's just be honest. Y'all didn't create anything when it comes to musical genres. Nothing. We created all musical genres, dating back to classical. Look it up. Beethoven and... I'm getting heated. Beethoven and Mozart were really black. Look it up. Look it up. They were actually black. And they covered it up so that we would not know the truth. Look it up. Look it up if you don't believe me. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. I am not, free from judgment. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong and we can have a conversation about this. But I just feel like, get out of our fucking culture and stop stealing everything from us. This shit is for us. This shit is from us. And this shit is by us. So stop stealing everything from us. God, oof. Oh, damn. Oof. Because I can feel the tears forming and it just pisses me off. Like, whew. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it. Those are the topics that I have for today. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys will get this video, later tonight or probably tomorrow. I'll be out and about working, so there's that. And yeah, actually, you know what? I might make another video after this. Let me just drink some water, because talking about racism and white supremacy and culture appropriation and white people can really drain the fuck out of you. Oof, I feel like fucking Ariel from fucking Little Mermaid. Like, goddamn. Anyway, I will see y'all in a little bit. Thank you guys for watching this video. PrinceOnyx out.
When you see me, you know I'm gonna give you the tea. All the